Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer says bank records don't lie. Now he wants the personal and business bank records for Hunter Biden and James Biden, the president's brother, as part of the impeachment inquiry.
3 subpoenas were issued last night following what turned out to be a rather challenging debut hearing yesterday. House Republicans argued that the president had lied about his involvement in his business dealings, that the family got rich by Hunter selling his father's influence.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff. House lawmakers passed 3 appropriations bills, but they still have a long way to go to avert a partial government shutdown before Saturday's 11:59 p.m. Eastern deadline. Inches of rain in New York City.
Very heavy rain coming in, an inch or two an hour. So flood alerts from New Jersey up towards upstate New York, Connecticut, Long Island.
Fox Senior Meteorologist Janice Dean America is listening to Fox News.
97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real Talk starts now.
And right now, a little bit after 7 o'clock in the morning here on a Friday, fabulous Friday, TGIF.
Oh, yes, thank you. TGIF.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not a football night for us.
No.
But we're still in red.
That's right.
We're in red because it's honoring the law enforcement, our military. All first responders, and also the Jacksonville Cardinals, who got a way day today.
That's right.
The one. So anyway, they'll be back next week, and they'll be in Havelock, taking on the Rams.
Yes.
They're the Rams, Havelock Rams.
As far as I know, unless they were forced to change. Havelock Commanders or something.
Yeah, well, that I know is a dog.
Yeah, he likes to bite too.
He bites people. Good gracious. What a confusing. By the way, I'm Rayford Brown.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
And I'm Kelly.
Kelly's here. You just don't see her.
You don't see her. She's the invisible woman today. So she's on her way. What a confusing ocean out there in the Atlantic tropics. I don't know whether y'all are looking at any of the models, any of the projected paths of these two tropical storms. It's somebody at the steering wheel is just not in control. They have absolutely lost complete control of both of these storms. 2 storms now, Philippe and Rina. Rina became a storm yesterday, as was predicted. Both are literally meandering around the central tropics of the Atlantic. Their projected courses have changed several times over the last couple of days, especially Tropical Storm Philippe. Currently packing 45 mile per hour sustained winds. It's moving southwestward, but that's going to change again over the next few days. Somebody's going by with a siren. They must be chasing Kelly.
I'm just saying, I hope it's not Kelly.
Philippe is likely going to take a hard turn and go towards the north, and that would take it into cooler waters east of Bermuda. Of course, depending on weather conditions off the east coast of the U.S., that course could also change. Then there's Rina. As anticipated, it became a tropical storm yesterday and has winds topping out at 45 miles per hour. Rina is currently moving northwestward, but forecasters are confident in saying that it's going to turn first towards the north, then curve gradually towards the north-northeast by midweek, avoiding a collision with Philippe, and then it will become a tropical depression, be downgraded, and there's not a whole lot to either one of them as far as further development. Good morning. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm kicking around in here. Kelly has now joined the pack.
Yes.
Well, all I've got to say is come on November 30th.
Yeah. Was that the sirens after you?
No, actually, it was an ambulance, but no, I thought you would think that.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Yeah. No.
Like, uh-oh.
No, overslept this morning, big time.
Yeah.
Like an hour oversleeping. Yeah,
You must have needed it.
apparently. Well, yes, that would be true, but yeah.
We'll take tomorrow off.
How gracious.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. No problem. Turn your telephone off, both of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Why don't you just leave them here?
No.
I'll answer them for you.
She will go crazy.
If it's important, I'll call you.
How you gonna get me?
I'll call Robin.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, okay.
What a look I just got.
Yeah.
That was like cold. I'm in a coat now.
Yeah.
North Carolina House Speaker Tim Moore, who's already said that his record fifth two-year term leading the chamber will be his last. Good. Confirmed yesterday that he will not run for re-election next year. Republicans from the coast of North Carolina to the mountains of the Tar Heel State are cheering. That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking.
I'm a Republican. I think he's a hobo.
Yeah.
So
He's a what?
a hobo.
A
A
hobo.
hobo.
Mhm.
Okay. Lee, you've been way up there in the political party shenanigans.
I've met him a few times and talked with him a few times.
Uh-huh. How did
I
he-
really don't have much to say. I really,
how did he get into this position and where so many people don't like him?
it's all around. It's not just him. Believe me, Phil Berger's taken a huge dip too.
Uh-huh.
And I think a lot of it has to do when the Republicans took over the general legislature and then
They got the
went
big
on
head.
this quest to let's get every bill we can in right now. I don't know. I've heard little bits here and there, and you're right. Most of them were not complimentary.
I haven't heard anything good about it.
Well, he was good as Speaker of the House. I
Mhm.
felt like he did a good job then, but I really don't know what's transpired. It seems like there's a lot of shakeup right now. I mean, look at Mike Causey. What's happening to him?
Well, that's coming from the House,
I know. What's going on?
led by Tim Moore.
I'm going to see some of our reps tomorrow night. I'm going to ask a few questions. Beware.
Moore is from Cleveland County, who was first elected to the House in 2002. Doesn't mean he's not running, though, for something.
I heard rumors,
talk.
possibly Congress, and then I also heard rumors that he's going to take on a job as a lobbyist. So we'll see.
I could believe that.
Yeah. What was
Yeah.
it? Last time he was given some consideration to picking a district out to the west in North Carolina that did not have somebody strong in the U.S. House, and he was going to run for a U.S. House.
That was a huge mess that you're talking about last year
Yeah.
or 2 years
2
ago when
years
they
ago.
did all the redistricting. And at the last minute, Madison Cawthorn moved from one district to another district. It was a mess. It was just a pure mess. I know somebody personally that was running for one of those open seats, and she would have been a strong representative, but the last minute she got knocked out because of redistricting. So
He blew off a reporter's question, wanting to know if he was one and done. His response, I don't know yet.
yeah, it's kind of
What kind of response is that?
One and done for what?
Politics.
response?
Oh, there's no way. I don't think his ego will let him not be done. So, no.
You don't think he's ready to hang it up?
Mm-mm.
All I know is I get a Christmas card from him every single year.
Oh, good.
I don't know how I got on the card list, but
Because you're a single female.
Oh,
Oh, Kelly.
I've just never liked him. So, that adds to my.
well, he's got a girlfriend now, I guess. Huh.
Remember, he's the one that got sued
For alienation
for
of
alienation of
affection.
affection.
Of course, stuff like that, I don't really
Which is
get
dumb.
into.
I think
because,
that's
you know,
dumb. But I'm not a fan of him. I know some people that know him. I'm not a fan of him.
I don't know that a majority of Republicans in North Carolina would support him for anything.
well, those that are running to take over his seat as Speaker of the House, I know Jim Perry's one of them, or is it John Bell? And then Keith Kidwell from Beaufort.
Mhm.
He's vying for that seat.
Why?
It gives him
It's
power.
power.
It's power.
Yeah.
You get a lot of money for it?
Yeah, I wouldn't think much more.
I think you get perks.
Ah.
Just my
Girlfriends?
opinion. I think
Gotcha.
you get
Girlfriends?
perks. Yeah.
All right, if you guys, we got kind of like an open mic day here for a little bit here this morning. If you want to chat,
You're
910
being open.
333-0139, 910-333-0139.
I have my question I want to pose to you that I didn't get to
Oh,
do yesterday.
yes, let's
Well,
do
go
it.
ahead.
It's about the White House.
Yeah.
Now, this actually takes place in the Trump White House, but I have a question. So, everybody know, Lee, this is your guy. Everybody knows who Mark Meadows is, right?
Well, I wouldn't say he's my guy.
He was the one-time chief of staff for Trump. Well, back in 2020, and for those that don't know, Mark Meadows is very Christian, very conservative.
He says, yes.
Doesn't drink alcohol. And prior to a Monday morning in the White House, he'd never drank alcohol in his life. So that goes to my question. There was a Monday morning meeting, like a staff meeting, I guess, and he's got his little aides. And Cassie Hutchinson was one of his aides. She wrote a book. This is where this came from, and he confirmed. In one of the people in that meeting was, let me tell you who the other guy is. Russ. Who was Russ? Russ Vaught. He was the White House budget director, and he was a Mormon. They definitely don't drink. Okay. So anyway, apparently Meadows got thirsty, and they have a little his staff had a little refrigerator in this meeting room for him, and he goes over there and grabs a drink that said he claims that his girls kept his fridge stocked with sparkling water. So he got one, he took a sip and said, "Wow, this is good." And it was blackberry. Drank that whole thing up. He said, he thought the girls never got me this one before. So he said, and he went and got another and grapefruit. He said, "Woohoo, another new flavor." Got the third one, and then he realized that he hadn't offered Russ Vaught one. He goes, "Hey, do you want one?" The guy gave him this weird look. He's like, "No." I mean, he said he didn't understand why he did that. Then all of a sudden, Vaught says, "I know times are hard now, but are they really that hard?" Vaught knew what he was drinking. He did. He was drinking White Claw and didn't know it because it was in cans. He didn't even know.
Wow.
All of a sudden, he said his head started feeling funny, and for whatever reason, he looked down at the can and saw that it had alcohol, and Vaught's looking at him like, "What is your deal, dude?" And he goes, "Here it is on a Monday morning, and I'm drinking. I've never drank in my life," and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, so my question is, so he got upset.
Who put it in there?
The girls, I'm assuming his aides.
He said that they did.
He says they did. And they said they, so my question becomes, house, like little refrigerators in your little conference rooms, consistently stocked with White Claw? Is that like a thing? I
would not think so.
I wouldn't either. But it had
somebody played a game with him. Is what they did.
I don't know, but I mean, the other guy was like, "What is your problem?" Because it really apparently messed him up. Well, he'd never drank. He's down in what he drank 3.5 before he realized there was a problem.
Oh my!
Yeah,
which is easy to do with that stuff.
I bet his head was a buzz.
He was like disturbed and had a moment and had this. The meeting was difficult to continue.
So help me out here. What is White Claw?
It's like a sparkling beverage, but it has alcohol in it.
Really?
And you wouldn't know. It's almost like drinking like Kool-Aid or something.
Let me see what I can equate this to, Rayford, that I think you would know. Cheap, how would I say it? Cheap booze, first of all. Back in the day when I was a teenager, let me think what I would compare this to.
Give you cheap booze? I mean, you're in the White House.
Well, and it's in a can. It's kind of a thin can. It became very popular a few years ago.
I've never heard of it.
You are not missing nothing. Let me just say that.
Is that kind of like a Mad Dog 2020?
It's like a wine cooler.
It's kind of like a wine cooler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm thinking Bartles and James keeps popping in my head from back in the day. But
oh look, there's Tim Moore.
Oh, there he is with Lee.
There he is with me.
I told you, Lee. That's why you get a card. Yeah. Anyway, White Claw is just cheap alcohol. So my question is, why are you drinking? Why are you keeping your White House conference room stocked with White Claw or any kind of alcohol?
I doubt very seriously if he did. And
No,
it's-
he claims the girls kept his fridge stocked with sparkling water.
do you think that perhaps the girls, quote unquote, quote you, the
Yeah.
girls, maybe they had no clue what it was?
Well,
I mean, they could have sent some aid out
Oh,
there.
it sounds like to me.
I think personal opinion, I think the girls are boozing it up. We're boozing it up with White Claw. It's like a girl drink kind of.
Oh, really?
I don't know. And it happened in mid-November 2020. And Hutchinson's book is called Enough, and she wrote in there.
Well, that's right after the election.
He
then.
was her boss. And
There
she
he
said-
is. Mark Meadows.
With whom?
Me.
Again?
It was a
So
long
this is
time
the
ago.
one that had drank. He said he was. She asked him when she saw him drinking. She goes, "How many of you drink?" And she went over and she looked at his. He picked up a can on the table. So this one's half empty. That was the 3.5. This was the 0.5. This would have been the fourth one. And then she goes over to the garbage can and he holds it up and there's 3 White Claw cans in there. And she goes, "Oh, dude. I mean,
Sounds like some of the staff.
I
probably
think the girls
stopped
maybe
it.
left their White Claw in there."
They could have had a late night
Got him
meeting or
tipsy.
work.
But I mean, to that I say they don't live there, so they're gonna drink and drive to wherever they gotta go, or who knows. But I just wondered, is this a thing? When I read this, I mean, it made me laugh first of all, but I'm like, and I guess somebody that never drinks would not know what White Claw was.
No.
It's like cheap alcohol. That's the best way I would describe it.
Mm.
Cheap alcohol.
You drink enough of them, though, they will buzz you.
Oh, they'll
Maybe-
tell you
maybe
that's
they
like
bought it
because
for
it's like cheap alcohol.
Yeah, maybe they bought his stuff, but they bought some stuff with their own money,
Well, here's what I
hopefully.
got to say about
Yeah,
that.
I'm
If
sure.
they kept his refrigerator stocked with his sparkling water, clearly there was none of his sparkling because he would know what his looked like.
Well, maybe he just thought that was cool too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But none of his was in there for him to grab, knowing what he knows.
Well, maybe
All
he thought they were giving
he
him a
says
different.
this was all that was in there.
Oh,
So
that was all that was in
and
there?
that's why he grabbed. He's
Uh-oh.
oh, they got me some new stuff. So they didn't even
Oh.
have his whatever
Well,
sparkling
that
water
would
he
be
drank.
somebody would have to be fired then.
I would have been like, what is, especially when you got somebody that has never drank and you down in 3.5 White Claws quick, that's going to hit you fast. I mean, I don't know what kind of decision making he had to do, but he was the chief of staff for Trump.
Hmm.
In November 2020, they were already irate because the election would have already happened.
Well, maybe he purposely, maybe the refrigerator got stocked after Trump did not win the election, and which I'm gonna get hit for that. But and maybe they need. Now I've heard stories from people that work up there that it was very difficult those last couple months working in the
Oh,
White
I'm
House.
I agree.
absolutely
So maybe
sure.
they
When
of
they
that.
felt
saw
like
Trump coming, they took
they just
off.
had to have drinks to deal with their job.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Who
yeah, but that
knows?
just struck me as I don't know why. And one more story, Reverend. Do you remember the professor in New York that attacked that reporter with the machete?
Yes.
Do you know she's got a new job?
Really? Doing what?
Meat
Te-
cleaver, meat
I know,
chop.
but teaching at. Let
Meat
me tell you
cutter.
where she's teaching at, and you're gonna laugh at what she's teaching. It's Cooper Union School of Art. It's a private school. She's teaching a sculpture class.
Oh, you
Ooh.
mean carving class?
Yeah, but she's an adjunct professor at another school. She has sued. It gets better. This woman has sued. She hadn't had her court date yet because she was charged with fourth-degree criminal possession of a weapon, second-degree menacing, and then menacing. But she keeps saying she's the victim. She chased it. I didn't realize. Do you know that she chased that reporter when she threatened him at her door? She chased him down the street with that machete.
Wow.
And all that's caught on tape.
Wow.
She didn't stop.
I guess
She
she had
is-
had about all she could have, huh?
She's also suing federally the NYPD.
Right.
She is accused them of executing a brutal trap for assault on the protesters during a Black Lives Matter protest. So she's part of that. Yeah.
Oh, good luck.
She said, yeah. So anyway, I just want to tell you, I thought about you when I saw that she's got her another job teaching sculpting.
And
Yeah,
listen, you've got a machete too, right?
I do.
That's what I thought.
Mhm.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll do a little bit of weather. 7:30, bottom of the hour. We're waiting for a young lady to come in here. This is going to be interesting. She's from Onslow Memorial Hospital
Yes.
and anxious to meet her.
Yes.
So we got some questions, and
So we are.
you folks, if you got a question or two, let us know. You can email it to us. We'll post it on Facebook or whatever, however you do it, or just send us a message on Facebook. And we'll be asking some questions too. I'm not sure if she'll be able to take any calls in here, but we'll find out. You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME. Don't go too far from your radio because we'll be right back.
Are we ready for a little fun? Yes. This is Rick Dees. I can't wait to meet you here this weekend. The weekly Top 40 Countdown is ready to go. Do we have some D's, sleeves for everybody? Oh, yeah. We're going to go out on a limb with the weekly Top 40 Sure Shot. You can win huge prizes.
I'm amazed.
The weekly Top 40 Countdown here this weekend. We'll see you.
The weekly Top 40 80s edition, Sunday night, 6 to 10 on Freedom 97.1.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, taillights, trunk lids, license plate holders, 122 million parts. Pull up just a little bit. And headlights. They've got lots of headlights. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Straight Talk Wireless now has the new iPhone 13 with cinematic mode, which lets you focus on what matters. And with Straight Talk, you can focus on getting the best deal. Our Silver Unlimited plan is just $45 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. And it runs on the largest, most dependable networks, now with nationwide 5G. With the iPhone 13 on Straight Talk, you can share whatever you want, wherever you want. Straight Talk Wireless. 5G capable device required. Terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for fall, and you should be too. With Cub Cadet, zero turns, lawn tractors, and walk-behind lawnmowers from Cub Cadet are engineered with premium features, leaving you with a well-manicured lawn. Stop by Mills International Incorporated today and unlock the possibilities of yard with Cub Cadet. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and superior service.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
The Burrow Restaurant and Bar in Swansboro is hiring. We're currently looking for experienced line cooks and expos. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. The Burrow is open 7 days a week. Stop by for an application. Our sister restaurant, Il Cigno Italiano, is also hiring line cooks, expos, and bartenders. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. The Burrow Restaurant on Front Street and Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue, both in Swansboro.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning. And now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with Your air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax. We're on the way.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
You know, the hits just keep on coming down Marine. You can have your choice, new or used. Tritoon pontoon boats. That's tough to say, isn't it? Tritoon pontoon boats from Aloha. Plush interiors, great exteriors. Oh man, talk about fun boats. Boats to impress most anyone and everyone. Then there are the Lund fishing boats. These ain't the old pot metal aluminum boats you find at the big box stores. These are top of the line, first class boats, first class construction, boats that serious anglers demand. And of course, Tideline has several center console, premier, nearshore, and offshore boats for the avid fishermen who want to show off in style. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Don't let the best deals you'll ever see leave you in the dust. Offshore today, looking a wee bit better. Northerly winds 15 to 25 knots, diminishing to 10 to 15 this afternoon. Seas 3 to 5, 2 to 3 near shore. Dominant period 9 seconds. Sounds and rivers are choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop by the afternoon. Northerly winds on Saturday, around 15 knots, seas 4 to 5 feet, 2 to 3 near shore, dominant period 11 seconds. That means those waves are far apart. That's good. Sounds and rivers, a moderate chop. Northerly winds on Sunday, 15 to 20 knots with gusts to 30, seas 4 to 6 feet, 2 to 4 near shore. Sounds and rivers will be choppy.
Today, partly sunny, a high of 77. North winds are right around 9 miles an hour, but gusts as high as 15 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 63 and no wind. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a high of 77. We're back to our wind and gusts. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low of 61, and again, no wind. Wind is sleeping at night. And then on Sunday, mostly sunny, a high of 78, and we're back to the wind and gusts. That's just so weird how that
You
happens.
have such a fascination with the wind, don't you?
I do. It's so weird how it'll be gusty during the day and at night. It's like it's sleeping. It just doesn't do anything.
It's just nice and calm. It's a calming effect, okay?
I like
Cools us down during the heat of the day,
Mhm.
and it, we're good to
And
go
it
at
just
nighttime.
rests. And I'm saying it's resting. It's sleeping at night.
It's got to get ready
Yeah.
for the next day,
Yeah,
for another day of gusty winds.
I agree with that.
We've got a guest in the studio.
Yes, we do.
Now, I know her real name is Josephine. She doesn't use it, though, apparently very much. Joe Malfitano, correct? That's correct. Good morning. Come on up to the microphone. Or belly up to the bar, as we say. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Thank you.
Welcome.
For having us.
Appreciate you coming on board. I looked at your Facebook page, a Facebook posting, Beyond the Scrubs. That's pretty cool. I like
Yeah,
that.
I like that.
I found out that you were a nurse practitioner too, practicing family medicine stuff.
Yes.
Boy.
That is my alter ego.
So, that's what the three of us have, a family nurse practitioner as our primary.
Yes,
Yeah,
we all
so
use the same person.
We use the same
that's
person,
so cute.
along with my wife. It's all her fault that
We
she
share.
got us hooked on it.
She's saving my life. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But anyway, welcome to Onslow Memorial Hospital.
Yes, I've been at Onslow Memorial Hospital for 32 years.
Mhm.
Started as a nursing assistant in 1991, and I love Onslow Memorial Hospital. Is in my DNA, it's in my soul.
Mhm.
I'm originally from New York City, but came to
Wow.
know Jacksonville in 1984,
Mhm.
and have been a part of the Onslow family since 1991. It's been
Cool.
amazing, and they are extraordinary folks doing amazing things for our community and everybody that steps through the door. So
Well, you've moved up in the world too. You're now the associate vice president of the hospital. Is that what it is?
yes.
Okay. What does that entail?
So I oversee performance improvement and accreditation, and I am also the patient safety officer.
Okay. Yeah, I've
That's a lot. That's a lot of
That's
responsibility.
a lot of stuff to do. You know, Onslow went through some changes over the last few years, and have things settled down? You got it on the level, and everything's good to go now.
Well, with COVID in particular, we've certainly learned a lot. We have an extraordinary leader and leadership team. Our CEO, Dr. Penny Burlingham Deal, is also somebody who is certainly vested in our organization and community. And so with her leadership and thinking outside the box and collaboration with many community partners, as well as our UNC affiliation and others in the state, we all worked to make sure we weathered this extraordinary storm. So we've learned a lot. And so we are not, COVID is not gone. We just know how to manage it better and be able to, identify and work through the clinical indicators for how to take care of patients that have COVID.
Yeah, I think this coming of COVID age, it's not hitting people as hard as the original go round. Is that the way you're looking at it too?
Well, I think because folks know how to mitigate it better. One of the, I personally think one of the best defenses is masking, because you're mitigating the spread. And so as much as you can mitigate, especially those that have a tendency to have weaknesses in their immune system, they're vulnerable. And so you want to not spread it to those that are vulnerable, because those folks have struggles, and then they'll need care. We have seen an uptick, not like what we saw last year and the years prior, but it is going up. And so it's out there and it's spreading, and masking helps that. So if anybody feels like they might have something, nobody else can get that, but it does help the spread. And so, trying to think of others versus yourself is certainly helpful.
The advancements that the hospital has made, you guys are getting awards for some of that too, right?
Yes. And, again, despite it all, we have to make sure that we're taking care of all of our patients. And so COVID was just one of the, I guess, if you want to call it a distractor, but we have a lot of work to do to take care of many patients with many different diseases and health issues. And so we want to make sure that we're doing that all the time. And so, part of the work in quality is making sure that we're meeting all of those evidence-based guidelines in whatever it is that we're looking at. So we were recognized, and we continue to be recognized through the American Heart Association and for Get With The Guidelines. And Get With The Guidelines is a quality registry, if you will. It's a database, and through that information, we can pull off measures that we are adhering to that are evidence-based standards for care in certain disease areas. So heart failure is one, and heart failure is a serious progressive disease. And the key piece of that is making sure that we're mindful of all the things that are going to help keep folks from getting sicker faster relative to heart failure. And then we also received recognition for a similar award with Get With The Guidelines through the American Heart Association for stroke.
Cardiac care. I know that a lot of folks that go to Onslow, they end up being transferred pretty quickly. They're having issues with their heart. Do we have a cardiac care unit, a special unit there? Do we have the staffing that's needed?
Sure. It's a great question. We have a cardiac cath lab that is state of the art, and we are actively working. We have a new CMO, Dr. John Kohler, and we are actively searching for cardiologists, and actually have an opportunity to also look at some other types of models in addition to hiring cardiology physicians and practitioners, but looking at another type of model. And so hopefully we'll have something soon so we can reach that cath lab and get cardiology back to where we had, previously.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, and
'Cause
we,
some of
you know,
us are
the most
older.
important thing is that we keep all of our community members here.
Yeah.
And that's what everybody wants to do. It's part of our strategic plan initiatives, and that's what's best for our community. So that is a priority right now.
What does the partnership with UNC mean?
It means amazing collaboration. Amazing collaboration. We share so much information back and forth. And I can give you an example. And we talk together. We have round tables. So the chief officer meets with the other chief nursing officers. I connect with the leaders in quality. There's a CMO roundtable, so the chief medical officer, the CEO. So everybody's talking together about who's doing it great and what can we all do to assimilate, so that we can be practicing the best evidence-based care around the state and nationally. And so, we used to say steal shamelessly, but really it is how we can practice better together. And so following that culture where we are working together as one, it is wonderful. We were able to share and showcase some of the work that we're doing with UNC as best practice. We've had no infections for central line. And no infections for Foley catheter care for some time, almost 3 years, which is amazing. And so UNC has asked us to present and say, what are you doing and how are you doing it?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Good.
there's a small hospital, small and mighty, but we were able to share some of the things that we're doing. So as a collaboration, we look at other hospitals. And so how are you doing things with mortality? How are you, doing things with sepsis? And we can share some of the best practices together. So I love it, love it, love it, love it.
I don't know
Can't say
of an emergency room or emergency department anywhere. Every hospital I've been around, they always have people complaining because they're not getting the care that they think that they deserve by going to the ER.
Sure.
I know folks use the emergency room as their first aid station because they can't go to urgent care or they don't have insurance or they don't or whatever. Is that still the case at Onslow as well?
Well, it's an access problem.
Mhm.
And so it's not unique to Onslow County. It's an
I
access
know it's
problem
not.
everywhere.
Everywhere.
And so folks need to have care and sometimes, and I can even speak to my own personal example, years ago, I had an eye infection and simple conjunctivitis. I call a primary care and they can't see you. They said, go to the ER. Well, I'm not going to go to the ER for something that's easy to do. So I call somebody else. They don't have time. And the best way to treat that's quickly with eye drop. So I have had firsthand experience to see how sometimes that access can be a little cumbersome. And so what do? You have to go where you can get care. And our emergency department is stellar, and they're here to serve this community in any way, shape, or form. And so that's what we do. And we try to service, triage and prioritize, but we're here to serve this community, and we'll do it any way we can. It's always best to try to have folks go either to their primary care or to an urgent care, and there's more of those in the community now. But sometimes that's not an option, and so we're here for.
Yeah, sometimes they're closed in the middle of the night.
They are.
They don't stay open like
and
they
so
used to.
it is, and we're here for whatever somebody needs, despite it all. So, but it is an access issue, and so how we can try to mitigate that access issue is something that Again, this is part of collaborating with UNC, and they're also struggling with that. But how do we do that in such a way that we're improving the health of our community?
Yeah, folks, those who complain a lot, understand this is not like McDonald's. It's not the first come, first serve.
That's right.
It's those who need it the most. They're going to get. If you come in there, you're bleeding, or you're not breathing, or whatever, you're going to get seen pretty fast. You got a heart condition, you're going to get seen right away. I've been to ERs with that before. I know that.
And there's people who think that they should be first when they go in
period.
there. Everybody else needs to wait.
No. If you go in there and you got a splinter in your finger, That's just the way it is.
Well, we've tried to create a process or a flow pattern that helps so that we have a way to manage the higher acuities, as well as those that come with lower acuity, and then the flow surges. And so, how do we do that? So we have quite a number of structures within the emergency department to help mitigate that.
Sure.
I think some of the best opportunities, and one of the things that we've done too, which is certainly a leading practice, is we have now a nurse first, is what we call it, and the nurse is up in the front as soon as you walk in, and making sure that we communicate well about their whole process through the ER experience.
Okay.
And when you communicate better, then folks understand how things are going to happen and what that delivery of care is going to look like.
Okay. Well, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk to you about what's next. There's got to be something coming up. I guarantee you there's something you guys got in the works. There's not a doubt in my mind. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties. When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we're back. Our guest in the studio from a great hospital right here in Onslow County, Jacksonville Onslow Memorial, Joe Malfitano. And,
Very good.
I did it right.
It rolled right off your lips.
Yeah, I know that. I practiced for 3 days. No, I just had to write it down so I could look at it. The hospital, there you always, I know, I don't know what you're doing, but I guarantee you guys got something up your sleeves. You're working on some kind of a big project, right?
Well, we're always looking at how we can be better, and so different initiatives, whether it's, trying to improve our quality scores, readmissions, and things like that. So we are looking at many different initiatives, palliative care, things like that.
That's good.
Utilizing telehealth and trying to look at how we can do that. We had a grant that we implemented, a transition coach, so part of Duke Endowment, and implemented that for part of our heart failure work. And that transition coach would meet with the patients and then schedule time to see them in their home. COVID came and nobody was doing that. And so how can we bring that back? Because one of the great consequences, if you will, from COVID. So we learned a lot, but having access to care, as we talked about, but using virtual care to help. And that's been amazing. And so now we're looking to see how we can use virtual care and the transition coach so that connection, because when we're leaving the acute care setting and then going home, that is a very vulnerable time. And so how can we really mitigate that so you don't come back? Because it's a safety issue. And so we want to make sure that folks are transitioning from an acute care atmosphere to home in a safe way. And so it takes a lot of moving parts. You want to make sure they have their doctor's appointment, that they understand why to take medications. And this transition coach can help reinforce some of those important focal points. So making sure that they have their appointment and that they have a way to get to their appointment, that they really understand all of their medicines. Not only, did you get your prescriptions, but did you get them filled? Sometimes we struggle in this community with simple things as how do we get our medication? And so collaborating with other community partners to, with a pharmacy, we did that prior to COVID, and see if we can bring some of those programs back. And so we're always trying to see what we can do to bring our partners together in the community to help with all of these different initiatives. So readmissions and improving that, looking at continuing to get out in the community. We just hired a new stroke nurse coordinator. And so she'll be going back out in the community. We've still been doing that, but we will bring it back with more activity in the community. One of the things that's important, especially in stroke care, because we are in the buckle of the stroke belt, probably do a whole segment just on stroke, but is making sure that we have folks that are aware and understanding, what are the risks, what are the signs and symptoms. We can do screenings and, check your some of your levels and do blood pressures. And so those are some of the community activities that will help us with understanding our health and being mindful and aware, having those conversations. And when you go back to see your primary care doctor, hey, I have this card, I got at a screening, what those conversations. We have seen that prior to have a huge impact on our community's health. Where we were 10 years ago, we had a high mortality, and really reaching into the community has seen that improve. So with COVID, it mixed it up a bit. And so this will allow us to get back out in the community and do those education.
Well, my primary caregiver, our primary caregiver, after I had a quadruple bypass back in November, and her follow-up stuff. Of course, I got cardiologists too doing follow-up, but her follow-up, the first thing I ended up with was a blood pressure cup that it transmits over my internet to her, to the portal, and a scale to make sure I'm not losing too much weight. And every time I get on the scale, it tells her how much I weigh. So I try to do that early in the morning. And then and the blood pressure, same thing when I'm at rest, and I can see it. I had no idea that I fluctuated like that. So I will get a call from time to time saying, what are you doing? What's happening?
One of the other things that is obvious nationally, but is our mental health, and Onslow County is no different than any others, and we struggle a lot with mental health needs and resources. So, we talk about access to care, but what happens after you come to the emergency department, or where are those resources in the community for mental health? And Onslow just recently received some funding for trying to see what we can do collaboratively in the community to help improve that. So we'll start with some resources around case management to help with that and see what we can do better, and then continue to collaborate around that.
What I do want to say real quick before we have to go to commercial is that I'm not sure the proper title, the patient care advisor, advocate. Both times that my parents were in the hospital, once they get out, there's things that you have to have and et cetera. And that patient care advisor always took over, come up to the room, tell you exactly, what's going on. Do you have any questions? Would make phone calls for you and set everything up. So when your parents went home, everything was ready. And that I really appreciate.
Sure. So we utilization managers and discharge planning. All of that is a collaborative team, and they want to make sure that your transition and your family's transition is smooth, and making sure all of those connect points are done so that you are safe to transition, that you have oxygen when you get home.
Right.
If you need home health, that care is coordinated. It's a very vulnerable time, and if those things don't happen, and they will make all of those arrangements. And then, of course, we do have patient advocacy, and they're just amazing, and they can help fill in the gaps and help with anything else that a family might need. And we also see a lot of folks that come that are not local, and they need a lot of coordination or connections with others that are afar, and help see what else we need to do to manage their care.
Trauma care. We've got a lot of trauma patients, gunshot wounds, major accidents, there's no such thing as an accident, major wrecks, all of that sort of good stuff. They seem to end up in Naval.
So Naval is designated as a trauma facility, and that's wonderful. They are trained, and so there is a routing designation plan from EMS. And so depending on certain criteria, you will go to the Naval Hospital, or you might still even be transferred to another facility, depending on the type of injury. But that doesn't preclude Onslow from being ever ready, because folks walk in the door, and we see quite a bit of folks that have either a stabbing or a gunshot or just some situation, and believe me, it happens. So we do have to be trauma ready as well, and we have a protocol. We have folks that are trained. If somebody walks in the door, we call it overhead, and we have a full complement of interdisciplinary teammates that come to help treat that person and converge very quickly. So we have the surgeons, and we have the lab, and radiology, and they all converge, and then we take care of their need. And then if we can manage them, we'll keep, and if we have to transfer, we will. So extraordinary work that happens, but you have to have training, and that training is ongoing despite we have a trauma center, which is wonderful. The community has a resource, and but we also are ever ready ourselves.
I just remember one case last year. There was a gunshot, and it was about a block or two from the hospital.
That's
and they
right.
transported to Naval.
Yeah.
So to me, it was kind of strange. I think the person was DOA anyway, but
Yeah.
they took
It
straight
is
away.
part of the destination plan. We collaborate with the EMS service, so we are, all working together as a community partner, and depending on the situation. Now, the patient can also request to go to Onslow, depending, if they're fully aware and something that we certainly can manage, but they can request. But that's where the other experts are. They have surgeons that are trauma trained. We have surgeons that are also very skilled and can manage different things, but that is part of the standard approach for a trauma designated facility.
Okay. Joe, thank you.
Oh, thank you
We
so
appreciate
much.
you coming in this morning.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so
It's great
much.
hearing.
I'd like to have you back at any time. And
Oh,
if you've
yeah.
got some of the other folks there, like you're talking about the
love
stroke
to.
nurse,
Oh, yeah.
stroke specialist, and
Be
any
happy
cardiac
to.
stuff. Some of us who have had cardiac issues, we're always interested in knowing
sure.
knowing more and knowing what's available over here at Onslow.
Yeah.
Because
Be
I
our-
live
be
2
our
miles from
pleasure.
Onslow.
And I love the Women's Center.
Oh,
That's great having
Yeah.
that there.
yes. Well, we're here to serve our community. We have amazing folks, and pleasure to be here to share some of the activities and the work of.
And as you see, we're dog friendly.
I see
Chuck way
that.
down.
Chocolate,
Sit down.
chocolate, come here.
Well,
All
thank you
right.
so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming in. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, and we'll be right back.
Hey, it's Cool Bobby B. Jacksonville, Onslow County, and beyond. You have found the official station for the Doo-Wop Stop. Heard Saturday nights, 7 till 10, right here on Freedom 97.1 WSME and worldwide at WSME971.com. Join me as we play the absolute best and greatest doo-wop songs of all time. Saturday night, 7 till 10. Get connected now at doowopstop.com.
Modern Exterminating 627 College Street, Jacksonville has proudly been serving the pest control needs of Onslow and surrounding counties since 1952. That's 70 years of protecting the health and property of our citizens from rodents, termites, mosquitoes, and all other pests. Modern Exterminating offers inspection without obligation. Being authorized to serve government quarters, Modern Exterminating takes this opportunity to thank those who serve and allowing us to handle all your pest control needs. If what they use don't zap them, they'll trap them. And if you're not satisfied, they'll step on them. The bug stops here. Modern Exterminating, family owned and operated since 1952. Call today, 910-455-5122. That's 910-455-5122 for Modern Exterminating.
The summer heat has not kept Mixed Masters Concrete inside. They can handle the heat or cold, and that concrete project on your to-do list. When it comes to concrete, nobody does it harder or quicker than Mixed Masters Concrete Incorporated, 3661E Highway 24 in Beulahville. Whether you need concrete for residential, commercial, or agricultural projects, Mixed Masters Concrete Incorporated serves all of eastern North Carolina. From driveways, patios, to livestock housing, Mixed Masters has the concrete, and owner Scott Thigpen will gladly provide a free estimate. For on-site delivery, phone 910-298-6153, and they deliver on Saturdays. When you need a ready-mix concrete quick, call Mixed Masters Concrete of Beulahville, 910-298-6153. Mixed Masters Concrete of Beulahville takes this time to thank those that serve us for our most prized possession, our freedom, and is proud to be a part of the continuing growth of Duplin, Onslow, Jones, and surrounding counties.
If you love ocean pier fishing, the Seaview Pier Motel and Restaurant located at mile marker 18, North Topsail Beach is the place for you. The Seaview Pier is a family pier complete with bait and tackle shop, rod and reel rentals, and accessories. The restaurant serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner and features a complete menu from burgers to ocean fresh seafood, straight to you from the briny blue. With the Seaview Motel right next door and the most affordable rates on the coast, you can make it a vacation or a weekend of Carolina pier fishing. It's all here, including the fish. The Seaview Pier Motel and Restaurant, mile marker 18, North Topsail Beach, across the bridge, just south from Seas Ferry. To find out what's biting or for motel reservations, call anytime, 910-328-3172.
Coastal Bank and Trust. Thank you for allowing us the privilege of handling all your banking needs, including personal and commercial loans to mortgage services. With locations in Jacksonville, Holly Ridge, Richlands, and Morehead City, Coastal Bank and Trust truly is a community bank dedicated to those we serve and is proud to be a part of the continued growth of Onslow, Carteret, and surrounding counties, and looks forward to meeting you. Thank you for voting us the best of the best 5 years in a row. FDIC insured and an equal housing lender.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back for a couple of more minutes here before Fox News break. Interesting having her in here. That was nice.
Very
Good information. We've always got questions, so
Yes.
we just need some answers.
Well, they've gotten so many awards
Mhm.
over this last year for excellence. And like I said, the times that I've had visits there with my mom and dad, they were always treated so well during their stay.
I'm going to steal your thunder a little bit here right after the break, after
Uh-oh.
Fox News break. It's not dumb crook news, but it is from Florida and involves a lot of crooks.
Oh, I'm not even surprised. I've
Oh,
been here.
yes.
I've been trying
I know
to
what
figure
you're
out the line. I don't know what you're
Hey,
talking
real
about.
quick, we need a shout out to Robert and Elizabeth.
Yep.
Happy anniversary. It's their 50th
50th.
anniversary. So happy
Happy
anniversary.
anniversary, guys.
I bet it only feels like about 5 years, doesn't it, Robert?
Yeah.
Elizabeth probably says it feels like about 100 years.
100. That's
So,
right.
Anyway, happy anniversary to you guys. All right, let's take a break. Fox News is next. You're live and local Real Talk. Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. Capitol Hill still divided on how to fund the government with a shutdown less than 48 hours away and differences on what should be funded.
Border security is in the House bill, aid to Ukraine in the Senate bill. McCarthy spoke with independent Arizona Senator Kirsten Sinema about a plan to bolster the border. Some senators are interested, but the Senate bill has significant bipartisan support the way it's written right now.
Fox's Chad Pergram speaking of the border. I got a visit from Elon Musk Thursday.
As an immigrant to the United States, I'm extremely pro-immigrant.
But
We should also not be allowing people in the country if they're breaking the law. That doesn't make sense.
Musk streaming on X, the United Auto Workers are set to expand their strike at noon today against GM and Stellantis. It's unclear whether Ford will be targeted if no progress is made. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real Talk.
And it's about 1 minute after 8 o'clock. Welcome back to Live and Local Real Talk. Our number, if you want to join us this morning, 910-333-0139. We don't have anybody else scheduled at this point in time, so the telephone lines are open. First of all, I know you like to go down to Florida, talk about dumb crooks all the time, right?
They're just
They're
they
just
seem
there.
to breed there.
Well,
But yeah.
I'm going to pull a fast one on you this morning. A Polk County, Florida human trafficking operation earlier this month led to the arrest of 219 individuals.
I love Polk County. You know,
Yeah.
they're so-
I do
I've got
too.
some dumb quick news from there today, by the way.
Yeah, we'll have that too.
I love them.
Good God. There were people they arrested who were in this country illegally. Oh, go figure. Surprised. I'm shocked, dismayed, bewildered.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you. Watch out.
Uh-oh.
A high school teacher was arrested. 3 Disney employees were arrested. Walt Disney, I'll tell you what, he reached out to me in the middle of the night wanting to know where he could find a clean AK-47. May as well check out with Putin. He'll be able to help you. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd announced the results of the operation, saying out of 119 prostitutes who were arrested during the operation that began last week, 21 were victims of human trafficking. 2 were charged with human trafficking, and both were in the U.S. illegally. 30-year-old Freddie Escalona and 36-year-old Maria Guzman were charged with human trafficking and deriving proceeds from prostitution. That's a phrase that means they were pimps, y'all. Escalona, according to the cops, loaned money to a victim to fix her vehicle, and after she was unable to pay him, he forced her into prostitution. That happened right here in Onslow County
does.
regularly by a former bondsman here.
Mhm.
He used to do it. Yeah, you know who
I
it
know
was.
who it is. It was, yes.
He bailed people out of jail. He couldn't
Mhm.
afford his fee, so he turned them around, put them back on the streets.
Drove a Cadillac and had gold chain.
That's it. When Escalona drove the victim to the undercover location, he was taken into custody and told detectives he had several females that he worked or who paid him to transport them and keep them safe. Not only is he a scumbag, he's totally stupid. Guzman also trafficked 2 victims from a hotel in Orlando, setting up their dates and profiting from the money they made. and nothing more than pimps, these scumbags. And that's all they are. Hope they have some pimp clothes on their way to the big house. All total, 83 idiots were arrested for soliciting prostitution. 17 others were arrested, and of those, 5 either derived proceeds from prostitution or were aiding and abetting prostitutes, and 8 drove the prostitutes to the undercover location. Those are the guys who call themselves security. Call it what you want. Cops racked up 44 felonies, 200 in the operation. You ready for this one, you progressive liberal folks? Help our fellow men, folks. Of those arrested, 35 are in this country illegally from Cuba, Chile, Venezuela, Mexico, Guatemala, Colombia, and the Bahamas. It's about time to take back the night, people. It starts here, right here in Eastern North Carolina. If you know something, see something, contact law enforcement. Want to know how to do that with no fallback on yourself? Call Crime Stoppers, 910-938-3273. 910-938-3273. They offer cash rewards for folks who provide anonymous tips for ongoing criminal operations or for intel on crimes that have been committed. If you see something or know something, say something. You have no idea how valuable your information can be. You have no idea how many young people, male and female, you will be saving.
What's that number again?
910-938-3273.
3273.
Yep.
Got it.
Crime Stoppers. And they work. It works. The cops will tell you that. Okay. Anybody got anything else before we get down towards dumb crooks? More dumb crooks?
Real quick, sports talk on at 9:00.
Yep.
Today's guest is Luke Schwartz. He is the new WCTI TV sports anchor.
Oh, really?
So he's going to be in with Chris Rayner today discussing high school football and
Yep.
everything that comes with it. So
Yeah, a lot of games are playing tonight, but a lot of teams are
Right.
playing tonight, but Jacksonville and Havelock are not among them. Well, yeah, Jacksonville and Havelock
Jacksonville's
is not
off
among them.
tonight.
Yeah, I don't know whether Havelock's playing
Yes.
anyone tonight or not.
Thinking DH Conley. I don't know because I messed up on this weekend's games.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
know.
not
We
saying.
were thinking we were going to Havelock tonight,
I
but
know,
it's
and I
not.
was all prepared.
It's an off night. Thank goodness Chris Miller straightened us out.
Yes.
There's new information. Remember that plane crash last year off of
Yes.
Beaufort? It killed 8 people.
Yeah, 4 of them were young students.
Yep.
Yes.
They were flying from Ocracoke, I think it was,
Right.
back to, they were going to Beaufort, weren't they? Destination was Beaufort Airport.
Yes.
The National Transportation Safety Board says there was no evidence of a fire on any section of the plane that they recovered. The NTSB is still investigating, but in a 9-page report of an examination of the wreckage, it made that conclusion regarding the possibility of a fire. The preliminary report had previously stated that it was unknown if there was a fire. The report also details what parts of the plane were and were not recovered. The cockpit, sections of the fuselage, the doors, the nose landing gear, and the propeller hub have not been recovered. The forward and aft sections of the main wingspan were separated, recovered, and the fracture surfaces exhibited overload. Don't know what that means.
What does overload mean? I mean, I know what
I
I
don't
think
know.
it means, but I'm
Wing to the fuselage interface bolts were found intact for the 3 locations that were recovered. The left and right main landing gear were recovered. A section of the left wing and left inboard located. Also, a section of the left winglet was recovered. The 7.5-foot inboard section of the right wing flap and a majority of the right wing winglet were located. I have no idea what all of that means.
well. It almost sounds like the plane broke apart when it hit the water.
Well,
the way-
it will break apart when you hit
Yeah.
the water. And then, of course, there's drift, and who knows,
Yeah.
because parts of it will float for a
But
while.
how do they know that something? I mean, this is where they know what they're doing, and I don't have any
Mhm.
clue. But I'm fascinated. I guess fascinated might be the wrong word to use, but that they know that one particular part showed signs of overload. I mean, how do you know that?
don't know.
Yeah, I would just be curious to know.
An audio transcript with an air traffic controller at Cherry Point shows the pilot, 67-year-old Ernest Teen Rawls of Greenville, had asked if he could land at a runway 26 at Beaufort Smith Airport air traffic control. Air traffic control said he could not because it was active with Harriers.
Oh my.
He didn't declare an emergency, apparently.
Right.
If he had declared an emergency, it would have been a different story. They would have moved everybody.
That was such a sad story. Such a sad story. I know Carteret County mourned for quite a long time. It was just really sad.
Yeah.
Apparently, he was also in the restricted area, and air traffic controller was trying to reach him. And he finally said, "I was trying to get out. I was unable to receive your transmission."
What was he in, like the Bermuda Triangle? I mean, that's he
Don't
must
know.
have hit
Well,
a
he must have
spot
had
where
some.
his radio
There were
wasn't-
some issues there going on. Something.
Clearly, there was. Yeah.
I'm sure it was like probably in that Bogue Field area.
8 people, including 4 East Carteret High School students, died in the February 13th crash as the group was returning from a duck hunting trip in Hyde County. The plane headed for the Beaufort Airport crashed into the Atlantic Ocean. Killed in the crash, we know a whole bunch of people, including the pilot, Jeffrey Rawls, I think that was his son, 28, of Greenville, Stephanie Fulcher, 42, of Sea Level, Jonathan Cole McInnes, 15, of Sea Level, Douglas Hunter Parks, 45, of Sea Level, Noah Styron, 15, of Cedar Island, Michael Daly Shepard, 15, of Atlantic, and Jake Taylor, 16, of Atlantic. What a tragedy.
Absolutely.
It's terrible.
And maybe they'll get to the cause of it. Don't know.
I hope so. do hope.
Yeah.
Let people know. I know people have been wondering.
Flight attendant Paula Prince buys a bottle of Tylenol.
Yeah.
Prince was found dead October 1st, 1982,
I remember
becoming the
that.
final
Oh,
victim of a
yeah.
mysterious ailment in Chicago.
Yeah.
Over the previous few days, 6 other people had died of unknown causes in northwest Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
After Prince's death, Richard Keyworth and Philip Capitelli, firefighters at the Windy City, realized that all 7 victims had ingested extra strength Tylenol prior to becoming ill. Further investigation revealed that several bottles of the Tylenol capsules had been poisoned with cyanide.
I remember
that.
Yeah, I was a kid. I remember that.
Oh, I remember it very well.
I was 13.
I mean, we were turning in bottles of Tylenol. They said it had certain
Yeah,
product numbers.
I made
but
Mama throw it all out.
Tylenol left the shelves.
We
of
left our
everywhere.
house. It came. I dumped it
Yeah.
all in the trash. I got yelled at. I didn't care.
No, don't want it. While bottles of extra strength Tylenol were recalled nationwide, the only contaminated capsules were found in the Chicago area. The culprit was never caught.
I was one. I did not think they'd ever caught anybody.
But the mass
over that.
murder led to new tamper-proof medicine containers. That guy or girl was responsible for all of us having to peel those labels, those things back.
Well, you can't. Yeah, you struggle to
And
open
they're
them,
not
yeah.
easy to do.
No, it's hard. It's difficult.
I had to take pliers sometimes.
He was never
Yeah.
caught. It led to new tamper-proof medicine containers. It also led to a string of copycat crimes as others sought to blackmail companies with poisoning schemes, most of which proved to be false claims.
And what's worse, they never determined how the cyanide got put in there. I mean,
you just open up the capsule.
No, I mean, was it done in a warehouse? Did they go to the store and
They
open
did it at the store, apparently.
Okay.
Put it right back
Was
on the shelf.
Tylenol not sold in the little, like now it's in a box? You know, I mean, you have to open the box and
It was just a little bottle
See,
you
I don't
could
remember.
get and do
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah. I remember throwing I went in our medicine cabinet and I threw it all out. And my mom got so upset with me. I did not care.
It's just a shame that they never caught the dude.
I know.
You know, you want to talk about how it was wrapped. That brings up to mind. Do you not get so aggravated when you buy something at a store, like say a hardware store, and it's in that hard plastic?
You can't open it.
And you're supposed to be able to pull the corners
can't.
And
apart.
nothing happened.
You have to get scissors. You have to get a knife to cut it
I had to use a
open.
knife.
How many
recently to-
people have
yeah.
been injured trying to get into
I
one
know.
of those?
I thought
Yes.
about that as I was cutting through the
You know
butcher
why they
knife.
do it, don't you?
No.
They're called blister packs to keep people from going in, opening them up, and taking stuff out.
Well, you can cut your hand on that.
Yes,
I've
you
done
can.
it.
Oh,
That's
I
why I'm
have
on that
too.
plastic.
It is
What
hard
is
plastic.
that plastic
Aggravating.
made of? Because it is brutal.
Oh, I don't know, but I tell you what, if they made airplanes of that,
I am telling you, I agree, Rayford.
It's
It
aggravating.
is very aggravating, and it frustrates the fire out of me. Yeah. Did you me all week? That trooper that you in Pennsylvania, and I'm so glad he's just been suspended, and I hope he absolutely loses his ability to be a law enforcement officer, where he had his ex-girlfriend involuntarily committed to a mental health facility under false pretense. There wasn't nothing wrong with her, but he convinced he shared some text messages, but he didn't share them. He like altered them. You know what I mean? Like he didn't share them completely the way they were supposed to be, and had the state police convinced that she was suicidal. And there's a video because and his boss said, do not go pick her up. We will do that. And he didn't. He went on when he was off duty and took somebody with him, and a fellow trooper. His boss said, since it's a personal matter because it's his ex-girlfriend, they said contact the Dauphin County Crisis Intervention and let them handle it. Somehow he managed to get an order for her, almost like an IVC, involuntary commitment. And his boss said, do not do this. But a fellow trooper heard him say, I'll take care of it myself. And he is leaving the police station with commitment papers. He drove 11 miles to some kind of state forest to confront his ex-girlfriend and did not wait for other troopers to arrive. He had tried to arrest her and ask a bystander to record the encounter. This is where I'm not even putting this on a dumb crook because this has made me so mad. So he choked her. She's yelling, "What's wrong with you? You're crazy." And he's like, no, you're crazy. And he restrained her. He sat on her. He choked her. The district attorney has since arrested him. He has been charged with felony strangulation, unlawful restraint, false imprisonment, simple assault, recklessly endangering another person, and official oppression. He has been put on leave, and turns out he's married. She was the girlfriend on the side.
Oh, Lord.
But the girlfriend, she spent 5 or 7 days being evaluated for the people. The psychiatric facility said, this lady's not suicidal and is not psychotic. She spent 5 days. And after she was released on August 26th is when the troopers interviewed her because they're like, something's not right. She had text messages and whatever when he says, I know you're not crazy, but I'll paint you as crazy. Like he basically, this guy used his influence as law enforcement to do this. Investigators started reviewing the text messages, and they determined that the quote text that he produced where it seemed suicidal was taken out of context. It was part of a bigger argument, and he almost like cut and pasted. I don't know if it's changed, but this came out. He was arrested September 21st, and he's held without bail, which he ought to be. And if this guy don't lose his law enforcement certification, I am going to be. He just looks like
this story is exactly like a movie that I watched not long ago on Lifetime.
And the worst part about it is, it's stuff like this that makes people A, dislike law enforcement, but B, makes them nervous about seeking any kind of mental health treatment. But you want to talk about the blatant abuse of power?
Oh, yeah.
Beyond. And apparently the person that he got to film it was so horrified, but they were too scared. They were scared of him. They were like, we don't know what to do. Yeah. But his mugshot.
Don't know what to do. Dial 911.
Oh, my
They'll
Lord.
send somebody over.
Look at his mugshot. This is him.
He looks like a bully.
He does look like a bully.
He does look like a bully.
And I think this will somebody, if they're smart, will start reviewing all his cases and stuff he's done
Yeah,
and see what
that'll
else
be
he's done. I'd be
next.
surprised if they don't find some stuff.
That will be
It's very
next.
sad, and that's poor woman. She's going to need mental health treatment now just to deal with that.
Well, yeah. Why was she his girlfriend though? She was a willing participant in being stupid.
That part, yeah, but not in being
Oh, no.
held down, assaulted,
Nope.
and involuntary committed against her will.
Nope.
And I think the held down and assaulted will be what I think she would probably need the therapy for.
Well, San Francisco's mayor is making some news. You
Oh,
heard
do
about this
tell.
one? Yep.
Mhm.
Her name, London Breed.
Yeah.
Yep. London is her first name.
London Breed.
And Breed. That's her last name. Tuesday, she proposed to require residents who wish to receive welfare services to comply with mandatory drug testing and treatment programs. You ain't gonna get no welfare if you're on drugs and you don't go into a treatment program.
Mandate already.
That's the way it should be.
That's what under the.
But this is San Francisco.
But why don't
To get welfare, you don't have to go get drug tested, do you?
you're supposed to? Well, in North Carolina.
When did that happen?
And North Carolina has what's the block grant. So if you apply for, if you have a felony, or for worker suspects that you may have an issue with drugs and alcohol, under North Carolina general statute, under the block grant, if you're applying for workforce services, which is like kind of like welfare, if you've got a child, you have to have a kid to qualify, but you get a monthly check for 2 years. Then you have to come off the clock. Then you can reapply. Or if you're applying for food stamps. And if you have any kind of substance abuse conviction since from 1996 to current, you have to complete a substance abuse assessment to see if you need treatment before you receive your benefits. That's a North Carolina thing. And how do I know this?
How is that? Is
we
it
have
ever
the grant
done?
for that.
Is it ever done?
That's what some of my employees do. They work only the block grant. Yes, DSS in Onslow keeps my staff very busy. We cover 5 counties.
So how many of these individuals that you go out and assess need treatment but are not getting it?
None that need it that are not getting it. And understand this: you're only as good as the answers the individual gives, and they have to do a substance use assessment, so they can lie.
Assessment is
easily.
one thing.
Years ago, we were required to do the drug test. The drug test falls on DSS, so I don't know how often that I
We got to
couldn't speak
find
to.
out. That's
Yeah.
that's something we got to.
How
get
often are they
the
drug
director
testing
in here.
anyone that suspects? Because under that grant, to apply for food stamps, if you suspect somebody, they have to be referred for an assessment, and the DSS absolutely can drug test them. That's a general statute.
Well,
I don't know
drug
how
test
often it's
them.
done though.
Well, to
Do
get a
they?
job in a lot of places,
You have to have a drug test, yeah.
including at a lot of TV stations
Mhm.
require you to have a drug test.
Yeah.
Beforehand.
I agree.
All law enforcement jobs require drug tests.
Yeah.
Drug screen. And I don't know what else does, but I know a lot of companies require it.
We require it. Yeah.
WECT could request a drug test on you at any time without notice. And if you were involved in a wreck, you were always given a drug test, even if it wasn't your fault.
Yeah.
And I had to carry him over to the center to do it. Anyway, people back there are.
Let me
some
guess,
of the people in
she's
San
getting pushed
Francisco.
back.
Yeah, she is, including one former San Francisco councilman and is a business owner. He said that she's found her administration is under increasing fire from the voters in San Francisco. She has to do something about the drug situation. So this is her latest salvo, trying to sound like a conservative and that she's really doing something. She does this periodically whenever she's in trouble. There's never a follow through.
Well,
that's probably an accurate statement.
But this is, federal money, which is essentially taxpayer money. I don't have a problem with someone, because people often that get food stamps often sell their food stamps for drugs.
Yes.
For example.
Or traded for liquor.
Yeah. I don't have a problem at all with someone that's applying for benefits like that to be drug tested for me, for a variety of reasons. One, I want them to get the help they need. But two, because I've seen people that I thought that needed I'm going to use food stamps as an example, that needed food stamps and missed the cutoff for income by, let's say, like $25 and can't get it. And they're not using drugs and they're not doing it, and they are struggling to eat. And then somebody comes along that's using drugs constantly, and because they meet that federal poverty guideline, they get the food stamps and may or may not use them how they're supposed to. I see why you would want to, and I don't know why anybody would question this. Don't try to, and some people have said it's my rights. I don't want to hear about rights.
Your right to what? Get food stamps?
I don't know what they say, but I've heard them say this is my right to not be, it's a violation of my rights to be drug tested, basically. I don't agree with that. I think if it's federal funds like that, then this should be a requirement. And we're not discriminating. We're trying to make sure, one, that the money's going to be used the way it's supposed to be, and two, that someone needs help gets it, period. Is she Republican or Democrat?
It's in San Francisco.
Yeah, what do you think?
She's not conservative.
Well, somebody mentioned conservative on. That's why I asked.
Yeah, well, she's only acting conservative now.
Oh, she's acting. Okay, got it.
Except for this one thing, because the people are screaming and hollering, carrying on, and she's up for re-election next year. Let's take a break here live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
We've unlocked the vaults, and we're replaying Casey Kasem's American Top 40, the 70s. This week is from October 1st, 1977. That's when Johnny Rivers was swaying to the music. Rita Coolidge was lifted higher and higher. James Taylor was your handyman. And ELO were on the telephone line. You'll hear those songs and all the top 40 hits from October 1st, 1977, right here on American Top 40, the 70s.
Check out Casey Saturday mornings 8 to 11 on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only copper protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart carpet, gorgeous, durable, Solitech luxury vinyl tile. The ultimate floor for every room in your home is suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2022 in the flooring, covering, and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997, with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for homeowners insurance.
If If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
Since 1997, locally owned and operated Jersey Mike's 301E Western Boulevard right here in Jacksonville has provided only the best hot and cold subs and healthy salads to our community and our military neighbors, and thanks all our customers for making Jersey Mike's a sub above. Jersey Mike's features hot and cold subs in different sizes, served Mike's way or your way, in addition to delicious healthy salads. To place your order or for takeout, phone 910-353-8091. Once again, Sam Duran and the staff of Jersey Mike's, 301E Western Boulevard, Jacksonville, thanks you for making them a sub above.
It's not for everyone, only for you. The medication your doctor prescribes is exclusively yours to take as directed. Nobody else should be taking it. It's up to you to keep your medication secure and to safely dispose of any unused medications. Don't let anyone take what's yours. Your prescription, your responsibility. Be aware, don't share. Lock your meds.
Supported by MSC DHHS, Division of Mental Health, Developmental Disabilities, and Substance Abuse Services. Visit lockyourmeds.org/NC.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
You know, the doors will be opening in just a couple of minutes down in Thailand. They're probably already open. Thailand Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Got all sorts of cool things for you. You need to stop by, check them out. Got some new and used boats for sale. The Tritune pontoon boats from Aloha, push in plush interiors, fun exteriors, boats to impress most anyone and everyone. Lund fishing boats, these are not the pot metal boats that you can find at the big box stores. So you can shake them and they won't rattle and everything. No, these are plush. These are nice, heavy-duty boats. And of course, Tideline has several center console, premier, nearshore, and offshore boats for the avid fishermen who want to show off in style. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Don't let the best deals you'll ever have leave you in the dust. Looking a wee bit better offshore, sort of. Northerly winds 15 to 25, diminishing to 10 to 15 this afternoon. You'll have a short window to get out there and do some things. Seas 3 to 5 feet, 2 to 3 near shore this afternoon. Dominant period 9 seconds. Sounds and rivers choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Now tomorrow, northerly winds about 15 knots, seas 4 to 5 feet tomorrow. The dominant period 11 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Northerly winds on Sunday 15 to 20, gusts to 30, seas 4 to 6 feet, 2 to 4 near shore. Sounds and rivers will be choppy.
Today, partly sunny, a high of 77 with winds about 9 miles an hour, but gusts as high as 15 miles an hour. Low of 63 and no wind. Tomorrow, partly 7. We're back to the whole windy and gusty thing. Tomorrow night, partly 61, no wind, no gusts. Sunday, mostly sunny, a high of 78. Once again, Mr. Wind makes an appearance, and gusts as high as 17 miles an hour.
And we have a caller. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning. How are y'all?
Oh, we're doing fine. What's up?
This is Chris Rayner from WSNE.
I know who you are.
Chris.
We
Probably enough of other people knew that.
we were just talking about
But
it.
Yes, we
got
were.
a big guest lineup today. Luke Schwartz.
Yes.
Luke is the new news guy, the new sports guy at WCCI 12.
He's just
him
a
and Brian
baby.
North are killing it with the Blitz now.
Yeah, he does look like he's just brand new.
He's a baby.
He's like 12, I think.
Yes. He's tall, but he's a baby. Luke Schwartz.
Luke Schwartz. So the Force will be with us today. We'll have Luke with us. And we're going to talk all high school football. Of course, the Cardinals are off this week. There's a ton of other games going on in the county. That's the opportunity for people that normally go to Jacksonville games to come to Southwest.
Yep, absolutely.
Exactly. It's homecoming against Kinston. So good time to come and hang out at the corral.
It's homecoming night, huh?
Football game.
For some of the
chilly.
schools,
Chilly
yes.
last night. We went to the game at Kinston, the JV game, which the JV's won, Southwest won 60-12. So the JV's doing really well.
Wow.
But man, that breeze started kicking up right at kickoff. The back behind us.
Got killed.
I was
Chilly.
close to going down to one of those barrels down there and start a little fire.
Yeah.
It was cold.
I've threatened to do things like that inside buildings before. When it got so cold. Give me a metal
Now, that's
wastebasket.
just crazy.
Yeah, I know it would be.
You're
but I am.
talking being cold, a man that never comes out of shorts and t-shirts. You were cold.
Talking about me?
Oh, I was a cold.
No,
but
talking
it got
about
cold.
Chris.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't get cold. I've got this nice layer of insulation that keeps me warm.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to have a whole lot of that too.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of mine.
But
Well, me too. I dropped a few pounds actually from my belly to my rear end.
You're not right.
Yeah. Well, that'll be a good show today.
Yeah, y'all tune in today at 9, everybody, and we'll have
Yeah.
Luke on there, and
We'll be
talk about
listening.
some other things too. Like I don't know if you're watching right now or keeping up with it, but the Ryder Cup is not going well for the U.S.
I just read that.
We're getting shellacked.
Yeah. Ouch. That's not nice.
So hopefully they'll be able to turn it around in the next couple of days. It's a 3-day event. Anytime you play for your country, you got to show up a little better than what they're doing right now, buddy.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
hopefully they will.
Well, good luck to Southwest tonight. I'll be pulling for them since we've already beat them. That's okay.
Yeah, that's true. Ouch. I had to get a little dig in there. Body blow, body blow.
Now next week, real quick, like Havelock, who are they playing tonight? Do you know?
I don't know. I'll look it up when we get on the show and put it out there. But it's possible they have. No, there's only one open date in the conference at a time because it's a 17 conference, so they're playing somebody.
Yeah.
I'll announce it on the show. I'll look it up when I get there. And it's possible, depending on the ruling, the Havelock could be declared undefeated because of the
That's
ruling of
right.
those kids that were ineligible.
Yeah, that'll be something, won't it?
So that could make it a game of the century part 3 already this year, you know?
Yeah, and then next week when we beat them, they'll be undefeated. Or they won't be undefeated
That's
again.
right.
Dun, 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 dun. That's
Now,
right.
is that game at Jacksonville? Do you
Nope, it's at Havelock next week.
know? It is, okay.
Yep.
That'd be an interesting one to go see.
So we're going to have to get a whole bunch of people out there. Fans, get your red out and let's roll.
Let's roll.
I'm starting to say do like the old days and load up the big trailways buses like Jacksonville used to.
We used
Man,
to do that.
Havelock's, an hour away.
Yeah.
It's not that far.
Yeah.
No,
Back in the days when conference games were at Rocky Mount and Wilson, yeah, man, the cars were in those big buses and taking a ton of fans up there.
Yep.
Good
I have
following.
the answer. I have the answer.
Well,
They are playing D.H. Conley.
Okay, well, maybe they'll get whooped.
So that should be a win for Havelock.
Yes,
so they
because
should
D.H.
be,
Conley's
depending on the
2-3.
ruling.
2 and 3 is
So
D.H.
by all
Conley.
intents and purposes, that game will be for the conference.
That's
As
good
long as
possibility.
Havelock takes care of business tonight.
Until next
no
week.
matter whether they're declared ineligible or given that forfeit or not, that game should be for the conference title. Because if Havelock were to beat Jacksonville, then they would have the same conference record, and they'd be the conference champions. But the Cards, I think, is going to prevail in that game no matter what.
We hope so. We better. Okay, Chris, thank you, sir. By the way, I put together things that you and I had talked about. For your consideration, if you are interested.
I'm interested.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
All right, you want to text them to me, or you want me to just get with you after the show?
I'll just call me after your show, or after your show. Okay, talk to you later.
I'll do it.
All right, bye.
Okay. Have a good one.
Okay. Let's do some dumb crook news. Get started before the break,
Yeah.
because I know you got a doozy over
I
there.
got a couple from just Polk County, and I will say it again. If you guys like some entertainment, go on Facebook and follow the Polk County Sheriff's Office, mainly because they don't just report on dumb crooks. They throw cartoons in there about the story they're talking about and some of the greatest hashtags you'll ever see. I mean, it's just whoever does their media is just a genius. But we're going to start with Polk, and Sheriff Grady is always doing like news conferences, and he did that trafficking thing you were talking about. That's on here. That's the first story on here. But anyway, this talks about something you always say. They love a good see something, say something story, and they're saying that's what this is. So, in Davenport, Polk County, wherever that is, a man noticed a maroon Dodge pickup truck with an attached trailer parked at a construction site. He also saw two men were hard work, but he said something's just not right. So first, he witnessed the two men dumping various concrete pieces and wood items from their trailer into a dumpster. So they're dumping into the trailer. So he thought, well, that's not good. So he kept watching them. Then the men would take wood planks from the construction site and were putting them on their trailer.
Oh.
Strike number 2 is he's like, something's not right. So then there were other properties. The construction site was big. It must be, I'm thinking, I have a vision of like a neighborhood development. They then drove to a different part of that same site and started taking cinder blocks. So he called the Polk County Sheriff's Office and reported what he saw. But not only that, he gave, as I put it, great descriptions of the suspect, their truck, and even the company logo on their truck window. So a responding deputy spotted that truck and matched the description and performed a traffic stop. So when the deputy walked up to the truck, he saw 66 cinder blocks, 43 wood planks, 3 pieces of rebar, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Well, they really didn't find that, but anyway. So the occupants were identified as Manuel and Jelson. That's their last names. But they didn't have much to say because the deputy determined very quickly that neither one had permission to dump their stuff on the site nor take the stuff from the site. They were arrested and charged with trespass on posted construction site of 3 counts, littering under 500 pounds, theft from a construction site 3 counts, and conspiracy to commit grand theft. Now, they have an epilogue attached to the story, actually. Because the owner of the stolen materials was unable to respond to the scene to collect it, some deputies went the extra mile and transported all the stuff back to the job site for them, which is,
good.
I mean, above and beyond.
Yes.
What a bunch of good guys. Then, as if criminals didn't want to be outdone by those two, a white 2006 Ford F-250 had been reported stolen in Hillsborough County. And a guy named Pablo was now driving through Polk County. He stopped at a residence off Turner Road, and after that, this vehicle was spotted by a deputy. So the deputy saw that he just says, I'm going to watch and see what happens. So he just kind of kept an eye on it. He watches Pablo go to the stolen vehicle and he got in it. And as soon as he got in it and I think attempted to drive away, the deputy moved in and he arrested him. Pablo told the deputy that he and his girlfriend got in an argument when they were in Hillsborough County. So now this is where the dumb comes in, Rayford. He got out of the car and decided he was going to walk to his home in Winter Haven, Florida. I don't know how far that is, but it must be far because he got tired. He found an F-250 that had on the side of the road because it was out of gas.
Oh.
But for whatever reason, Rayford, the owners, now this is dumb on the owner's part, left the keys in the ignition.
Oh,
why would you do that? But anyway, so Pablo walked to the gas station, got gas, put it in the truck, and drove off with it. I mean, he said he was tired. So they arrested him for stealing the truck, but it gets better. So in the process of arresting him for stealing the truck, they found he was in possession of methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia, so he got that, but it gets better. For whatever reason, and it does not say, I didn't know this was a thing, but maybe this is a Florida thing, the deputy decided to check his phone, and there was a police scanner app on the phone. I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Yes.
Pablo, and he's like, why do you have this on your phone? And this idiot actually told him because he wanted to listen to police activity so he would know if he was about to get stolen, pulled over for the stolen truck. And I love this because they use the word bippy. They write, you can bet your sweet bippy that we got for using a police scanner during the commission of a felony.
That's right.
And that enhanced all his charges. And I love the word that they used, bippy. That's a cool word. So we'll take a break. That guy is dumb.
You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Hurricane season is here, and if you're not prepared, now's the time to visit Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Moorhead Plaza in Moorhead City. Whether for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer, Williams Hardware has the tools and accessories to help protect against high winds and water. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies. Williams Hardware, your helpful, handy hardware store, also cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington Grill for Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Moorhead Plaza in Moorhead City. Williams Hardware is open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158, and be prepared this hurricane season. Schools are now back in session. Please do your part and drive carefully to make the streets and highways throughout Onslow County safe for our children and our citizens. This reminder is brought to you with the best wishes of Richlands Insurance and Realty, your trusted choice insurance agency located at 207 South Academy Street in Richlands. Richlands Insurance and Realty sincerely appreciates the opportunity to serve you with all your insurance and real estate needs, whether it be homeowners, business insurance, life, automobile, and even motorcycle and boat insurance. Since 1950, Richlands Insurance Realty has protected the citizens and property of people throughout Onslow and surrounding counties with the utmost and personal professional service and care, giving their clients peace of mind. So trust your insurance needs to your trusted choice agency, Richlands Insurance and Realty, 207 South Academy Street, Richlands. Byron Irvin and the staff at Richlands Insurance and Realty are here and ready to help you. Phone 910-324-3133 for Richlands, serving our area since 1950.
It's summertime. No stress and no cooking. The Borough Low Country Kitchen has got you covered. Order a Carolina-style seafood boil to go. Sausage, potatoes, corn, with your choice of shrimp, crawfish, lobster, clams, mussels, crab legs, or a mixture. Seafood boil will make great party pleasers. Grab a quick lunch of Philly cheesesteaks, Italian sausage, fish tacos, and more. Dine in or take out. Curbside or dockside pickup. The Borough Low Country Kitchen. Corner of Front and Moore Streets in downtown Swansboro. BoroughLowCountryKitchen.com.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gems, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville. Open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down home down the street, Main Street, Maysville, and the Richlands Highway right here in Jacksonville. Boneless ribeye steak is only $9.79 a pound. Whole boneless pork loin, just $1.99 a pound. Thick boneless pork chops, $2.79 a pound. How about whole bottom round, just $3.99 a pound. Fresh fried leg quarters sold in a 10-pound bag are only 49 cents a pound. Bone-in sirloin chops, just $1.29 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, and they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Over in produce, Eastern North Carolina Gala apples, just 99 cents a pound. Large vine-ripe aroma tomatoes, just 99 cents a pound. Fresh, crisp broccoli crowns, $1.99 a pound. Large navel oranges are only 99 cents each. And you get a 5-pound bag of red, russet, or white potatoes for just $3.99 for a 5-pound bag. Jumbo green peppers, just 99 cents each. And you get a 1-pound container of fresh strawberries for just $3.99. And you get 3 6-packs of the 16-ounce size Pepsi or Mountain Dew for just $11. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down home down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big with the pig.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
All right, we're back, and we got more Dump Crook news.
Yes.
Mm.
Polk County again, 5 days ago, Rayford. This is fresh. This lady's probably still in the jail. And I was wrong. It's not Winter Haven. It is Haven of Winter, Florida. That's a cool name. It's a lot to say.
Yeah.
But it's in Polk County. So a towing company called the sheriff's office and said they wanted to report a burglary. So the sheriff's deputies responded, and they made a report. And the owner of the company provided the deputy with a photo of the suspect taken from surveillance cameras and stuff that they have on the property. So the deputy went off looking. It was a female looking for her. Eventually, somewhere, I don't know if they put this picture on Facebook and said, "Hey, do you know this person?" I don't know, but 2 people recognized her and they identified her as Candace. They didn't give a last name. Well, somehow the deputy figured out or knew how to find Candace, so he went to Candace, showed her the photo. All he did was say, "Is this you?" He didn't say anything else.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the dumb comes in.
And then she opened up.
Good old Candace said, "Absolutely, that's me. But I did not steal a battery, and I did not go onto the company's property because the gate was locked." And the deputy says, "Well, funny that, because I didn't tell you that a battery had been stolen or even what business that had been broken into." Like she told on herself. That's the dumb. All the time. And so she got arrested for burglary and petty theft. And she's, I think, still in, as they call it, the pokey. For that, because they're impressed. They say she hack tricked herself. So they're like, "Yay!" I mean, because she's just dumb. Now we're going to go to Detroit. We don't have a lot of news out of Detroit, but this one's kind of a doozy. So this guy comes named Michael. Oh no, I'm sorry, Warren, Michigan. Now I was reading a Detroit story. This is Michigan. Michael Liberty. Is in the process of losing, or has already by now lost his hand. He was in his garage handling explosives and he blew his hand off.
Why? No.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. You got to say why. Well, there is a why. So apparently when the police showed up, but they're not telling them what, he was already under investigation, according to authorities, for, quote, a number of other things, but they will not tell media what. Sure. So they a search warrant was executed after he blew half the house and everything else. They found a number of explosives and firearms and thousands of rounds of ammunition. But like I said, they'd already been investigating him. So when the neighbors report after this, quote, loud bang, he comes, apparently the garage was just like demolished from this bomb or explosive, whatever you call it. And he kept saying, "Where's my dog?" Like, doesn't matter. He blew his hand off and this, that, and the other. Like, "Where's my dog?" And the police commissioner, Bill Dwyer, did confirm that they've been watching him for some time, and they discovered evidence that reveals something more sinister. They will not tell what they were watching him for, but they must have got a tip about this guy. And he has a lot of previous criminal offenses, but now they're saying karma got the best of him, so which is a good thing.
Better take a break.
Okay.
You're live in Local Real Talk. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more Dumb Crooks.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for fall, and you should be too, with the Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series. These lawn tractors were engineered for strength, comfort, and versatility, and designed to deliver a premium cut. Stop by Mills International Incorporated today and find out how the Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series is tailored to help unlock all the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and superior service. So I want to take some time to talk to you about our friends at Pizza Village of Beulahville. First of all, I take this opportunity to thank our men and women in uniform for their service to our country. And of course, there's no doubt about it, the best pizza and spaghetti in Beulahville is at Pizza Village, 811 West Main Street. Pizza Village offers daily specials and buffet features pizza, spaghetti, and salad bar. It's a fact. True Italian can be found in Beulahville with a down-home atmosphere and no extra charge at Pizza Village. Pizza Village is open Monday through Thursday, 11 to 9:30 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., and Sundays, 4:30 to 9:30 p.m. They even have a private room available for special events. Dine just one time at Pizza Village in Beulahville, and you'll be sure to go back. Pizza Village, 811 West Main Street, Beulahville. Again, thanks to those that serve us.
I had a question about my insurance the other day, so I called my new State Farm agent. And would you believe I talked to the same person who remembered my name? They said that was called service. And then they asked if my dog Max was over his cold. They called that service too. And then they helped me find ways to save on my home and auto coverage. I asked State Farm what they called that. They said service.
Call David Hall, State Farm, 910-455-0440, 1218 Country Club Road, Jacksonville.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our. We stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color. The online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, we're back, and we got some breaking news before we continue with the rest of it. Longtime serving California Senator Dianne Feinstein has died. She's 90 years old. A longtime senator has suffered from extensive health issues for more than a year. A lot of folks thought she should have resigned at that time, but, anyway, she was president of the Senate on Wednesday and cast a vote at 11:45 Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
Wow. She missed 2 votes later that afternoon. The story is still developing. Don't know. Obviously, she had lots of health issues, so that's obviously the
she
issue.
just had shingles not long
Yeah,
ago and a
that's-
brain inflammation as a result of that. But God bless her and her family.
Yeah. It's a long
She
time.
served a long time.
Whether you agreed with her politics or not, or whatever, which I generally did not, but she was there for a long time.
Very long time. Yeah. Yeah. And now they're going to have to replace her from somebody in her district.
Yeah.
Curious to
Unless
see.
they have a special
Unless there's a
election.
special election. I don't know whether her term is up next year or not. Did it say?
I
don't know.
She served in 6-year terms, of course. I just don't remember when she was last
Right.
reelected. Go ahead with the dumb crook. I'll check it.
All right, in Chicago now, Raven, you will appreciate this. So a man went into a store, and what do people even actually say this is a holdup? Well,
Yes.
apparently he did.
Yes,
Okay.
there are ones who do.
And he pulled a gun out. So I don't know if the manager said, prove that thing's loaded.
Oh, no.
Don't know. But as he pulled the magazine, now this is the dumb part. He pulls the magazine out of the gun to show the store manager that the gun is loaded. He shot his finger off. like, I would be like, take my word for it, buddy. I'm not going to pull the magazine out of the gun.
Oh, no.
So it gets better, Ray.
I'm still trying to. He pulls a magazine out of the gun
To show
so
that
he's still
so-
got a live round in the chamber.
Correct. And then,
So
I don't know. I was sitting here visualizing.
you got to put your finger on the trigger
Yeah,
to
I
do
don't
that.
know how this occurred, but it did. He regained his composure, fled. He stole a TV set and $5 and left his finger, Rayford.
With a print on it.
So the police are like, okay, we got this. They're using his finger to obtain a fingerprint. They're hoping it will convict him. Guaranteed he's got a record.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I mean, I can't, Rayford.
That one takes the cake.
The level of stupid for this one,
mhm.
I just can't. Why? I'd like to ask this guy, dude, why would you shoot around in the floor or something? Like, why would you even think that taking the magazine out was ever a good idea? Because you've just effectively, other than that round in the chamber, disabled your gun.
Yeah.
The guy could have knocked it out of his hand. I mean, there's a whole lot that could have happened. He shot his finger off, but not the point. And then why would you not pick your finger back up? It's a lot of dumb going on here, Rayford. Yeah.
There's no
So anyway,
comment.
that because I don't think I can top that level of stupid today.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I just don't think I can.
I don't know when Dianne Feinstein's term was up, was scheduled. I don't know when she was last reelected. I can't find it.
Oh, I know where to look.
Quickly, I can't find it.
Okay, I don't
But,
know if I can find it that quick though.
Let
me go to.
So, yes, tells me a lot of information about her. She won a special election in 1992.
Okay, she was supposed to run for re-election next year, and
Okay.
she had announced in February of this year she was not running for re-election
Okay,
in 2024.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I had remembered something like
But
that.
she intended to finish her term, she said.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she wasn't going to
Anyway,
run.
that I don't know whether they will hold a special election.
I don't know how that works.
The
Can
Democrats
it stay
would
vacant
be.
that long?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
I mean,
think
they
it
did the
can.
same thing to replace Walter Jones.
Yeah,
So it may be. I don't know. I don't know how.
I don't know how it works there.
It's California.
They do their own thing. That's why.
Well, it's a federal thing, so I don't know what they do.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, anyway, okay. Have a good weekend.
Yes.
The rest of your weekend. It's been an interesting period of time this week. I will keep my eye on the tropics, though there's nothing expected to happen as a result of those two little tropical storms that are out there. If they go on I say unexpected.
Look at
Neither one of
Yeah.
them. Neither one of them is on a course that makes any sense whatsoever.
Right.
It looks like, especially Philippe.
What if they merge?
Well, there's a possibility. They're in the same neck of the woods. Philippe looks like he's been drinking.
I would
Well,
call
he
that
probably
an
has. But
unlawful
if
reunion.
they merge, are they going to change the name? Hyphenate the two? Be into names? How does that work? Never had it happen, have we?
Rena Philippe. Sounds like an unlawful merger to me.
Yeah.
You're live in local real talk. Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We got Fox News next. And right after Fox News, it's going to be
Sports Talk.
Sports Talk with Chris Rayner and company.
Luke Schwartz.
And we know Hollywood's going to be there too. Hey, guys, get ready to rumble. We'll see you next week.
WSME